Well, good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to start the record button.
All right. Tina Ray, good morning.
Good
Brenda,
morning.
Good
David, Diana,
morning.
good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So obviously I look a little bit different than Felicia. So I apologize if you were expecting somebody pretty and Italian. So, gang, I am here to help you in any way that I can. My name is Paul Conti. I am the perspective coach of the group. Felicia has a meeting I was going to cover for her this morning and help you guys out. So if there's something that you'd like to specifically talk about, bring it and let's do that. Otherwise, I can go into some of the things that I normally teach and share to contribute to your business. Is there anything specific in the senior space you all want to talk about? Gotcha. Okay. So I don't know a lot of people on this call. That's okay, David. So let's get a little back and forth going so I can best serve you guys. So let's talk about this. I don't know any of you as far as your production in the senior space. I don't know what your intentions are in the senior space. I don't know how much business now you're having being brought to you in the senior space. I know none of that. So let me just start at the top. This is the way that I look at it, and you tell me what your thoughts are. Again, I'm a perspective coach. I see things differently. I don't believe you have to break into the senior space. I don't believe you have to learn how to break into the senior space. I actually believe you're already there. And again, I don't know any of your backgrounds, but bear with me on this thought here. So let's just pick somebody. Tina, if you'd be so kind as to come off mute.
Good
Let's.
morning.
Good morning, darling. So let's do this. How long have you been in real estate?
This is my fifth year.
God bless you. And you're sticking it out. I love it. So give me an example now. Your fifth year. How did you do in the last, I don't know, let's say 12 months? Give me a ballpark.
As far as production, or
How
yeah,
many
I had
families?
25 was my worst year yet.
You
So I
closed 25 last year?
no, no, I
Oh,
didn't. I love that idea. I've only um what did I close? I think it was only eight is what
okay.
I did.
So I don't know why you would say it like that, like it's such a low number. I'll give you an example, and you probably know this, gang. And I'm saying this to not be self-deprecating. I think 72% of licensed agents closed zero last year. We all know that
Correct.
now.
Yep.
Eight, you're almost in the 13% bracket. You're doing fantastic. Uh,
Yes, which is great, except for it brought me back down to my first year. My first year I did six. So I kind of got caught up in my own brain last year. I
mm,
got, I got, I had a friend that we had a signed contract ready to list her mom's house. And halfway through, she ended up going with another agent because they thought that that other agent could do better for her. So I got all twisted in my own brain and I got stuck for
mm.
a long time. So that was awful.
Who is your coach? Who's your mentor? Who's the guy or the girl that picks you up by the shoulders and says, shake it out like an etch a sketch. Here we go. Clear
That,
it.
yeah, I ended up joining the Girls with Grit
Okay.
in the end of May. And I actually ended up connecting with Felicia really well. And then knew that at that point I wanted to start with the seniors and just kind of do that. And caught up with Felicia and had a conversation with her, with the girls. They helped me get out slowly because then I went from in my own mind to drinking from a fire hose and then getting caught in a what do they call that where you get too much at once and then you get stuck.
Analysis by paralysis.
Yes, 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 yes. It was a heck of
Paralysis
a
by
year.
analysis. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I love everything that you're sharing. And here's something I want to share with all of you. Again, as a perspective coach, I see and hear things differently, good, bad, or indifferent. The intent is to enhance and contribute to your personal life and your professional life. Hold me accountable to that. Here's what I've learned. You cannot consult with you to get you better than you. I
Perfect.
need you to think about that.
Yeah.
And that's what most people do. We consult with ourselves to get better than ourselves. Where's the logic there? It's almost like you've been stupefied into not being able to make a rational decision
Yes.
because you think you're just going to pick yourself up, but that's not what we're designed to do, so to speak. So when you look at something like that, it makes sense. You tell me if it makes sense to consult with someone who's either already been there, knows how to travel that path, has production 3, 4, 5 times yours, and can help you navigate that, and possibly maybe likes you.
Yes. I love that. And you know what? That has been part of it too with the girls coaching with your group. I've been able to connect with other people, and that has, I think that has been the win through all of it is everybody else. I mean, the coaches are fabulous. Don't get me wrong, you guys are wonderful, but it's the community.
So I love everything you just shared with us very humbly, and putting yourself out there, right? To share support. You may have helped other people in sharing that. And again, gang, the idea is at that very moment, just reflect for 10 seconds. Who did you go to collaborate and share that story to help you navigate through that? Now we can go down this God path because I think everything is a God incident, not a coincidence. And that clears things up very quickly. But to break it down very simply, if you are consulting with you to get better than you, you're in trouble. With that being considered, Tina, sounds like you did a great job. Let me
Thank you.
share a couple of things with you in the brief time that we have today, just to see if I can help this as well. So you closed 8 transactions. I wouldn't minimize it. You can share the story that resulted in the 8, but I wouldn't minimize the number. It's like
Okay.
a self-deprecate, like I only did this. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I recognize that maybe that number was lower than it was before, and you recognize what may have caused that, and you recognize what got you out of it. You
Correct.
needed that, darling. You
I
needed that. Yeah.
I know.
So to your credit. So now let's go a little deeper into the 8. My
Yes.
question to you is, tell me where the 8 came from. Gang, I'm not talking to Tina. I'm talking to everybody on this call. Where did your 8 come from? Be specific if you can.
Yes. Well, I mean, everybody came from my sphere. I do a really I don't know if I do a decent job because I know listening to the conference that just happened with the girls, I am not anywhere near where I should be. But I know that it is my Facebook people and talking to my sphere. And that has been where all of my people have come from.
Okay, so let's do this. Love that. Fantastic. Be proud of that. Everybody, I'm speaking to everybody. I'm going to teach you right now how to read that backwards.
Oh,
Influence your sphere.
oh, okay.
Influence your sphere. Here's what Tina's not doing. Here's what David, Diane, here's what many of you may not be doing. Before I tell you the answer, think about this. Influencers make all the money. They've
Yeah.
got all the people. They got all the. So why aren't we an influencer? We are passively, think about this, passively sitting back to get the business from our sphere of influence. When somebody thinks about me, likes me, loves me, sees a Facebook post, when they come across somebody that says, hey, I'm looking to buy, you need to go to Tina. That's a passive form of growth. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm looking for you to be a little bit more assertive, not aggressive. Aggressive is asking for something that isn't warranted. You're aggressive. I'm looking for you to be more assertive. And I'm going to share with you the differences. You are being passive. Assertive is influencing your sphere. Tina, I'm going to make an assumption. Diana, David, everybody, I'm going to make an assumption you file tax returns.
Just yesterday.
Oh, that's well, let's talk about this concept. Okay, so of the 8 that you closed, and everybody do this for yourself, how many of the 8 came from your accountant?
Oh, none. Not
David,
this year.
Christine, everybody think how many came from your accountant. Now, let's digest this for a second. Passive form, aunt, uncle, brother, cousin, sister, neighbor, best friend, close client, loved me and sent me somebody that was going to buy or sell. Wonderful. That's fantastic. She did 8. Great. My question is this. If the statistic posted by NAR and other associations that 3 people out of every 100 are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months, if that's a fact, and this stat was out before the rates dropped, 3 people out of every 100 are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months. It's normally around 7. So now I need you to grasp this. I want every one of you to answer this question. How many clients does your accountant have? You probably can't answer. Okay. The average accountant has 300 clients.
Ooh.
So let's just do some simple math, gang. If 3 people out of every 100 are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months, that means your accountant, the guy or girl that knows what you do for a living because they file your tax returns, has 9 people this year that are going to buy or sell real estate. I just beat Tina's entire last year's production through one contact.
Yeah.
If you don't see what I just presented to you, you need to talk to me. I'm not knocking any other coach's system. Listen, gang, get out there and digest everybody's. And then you discern through prayer, thinking, meditation. Does that make sense? Can I do that? Some people would prefer to sit in an open house than talk to another professional. Then I might not be your guy. That's okay. But my question is this. The accountant that knows what you do for a living because they file your tax returns, does it make sense that he would know what everybody else does for a living as well? Sarcastic tone, noted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if that's the case, he might actually know when somebody's going to buy, sell, die, relocate, get married, renting, getting out of this state. Is it possible he knows that? You guys can determine that, but in my experience, the answer is overwhelmingly, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thought process is this. Do I need to do more open houses? Do I need to do more networking? Do I need to buy more leads and more flyers and go to more functions? Paul Conti says, hell no.
Oh.
Do what you need to do. What I'm saying is, if I have the opportunity to make one phone call to my partner, you see, you hired a provider. That's why you get no business. You hired a provider, so they're providing a service. Gang, people live up to the title you give them.
Okay.
We live up to the title we give ourselves. You call him your accountant. I don't. He's my partner. An accountant provides a service. A partner contributes to the business. Just think about the logic. Just think about the logic. So if Paul Conti, and again, work smarter, not harder, I think it's a silly phrase. I think it's very silly. Let me tell you why. And it's my perspective. It doesn't need to be yours. I'm going to work smarter, not harder. Wait a second. You first actually have to work harder to figure out how to work smarter. I think people get it twisted. I want to learn how to be smarter, not you actually have to do the work first to figure out. So my thought process is this. I'm just going to hope and share with you ideas on how to become more efficient. It has nothing to do with intelligence. Efficient. So if I could make one phone call today to my accountant and teach that person how to become my partner, he may have somebody tomorrow that's looking to sell their home. Based on the statistic that all these other industries are putting out, those are the facts. He's almost got one person a month, 9 buy sell based on the 300 data. But again, recognize something. Nobody taught you that all these years in business. Nobody taught you that. I'm a perspective coach, not a real estate coach. I'm a performer, not a realtor. I have a real estate license, got a mortgage license, got an insurance license. I grab all the money off the table, but I don't act like any one of them. Which is why I'm able to see things others don't. Because we are told, work on your scripts, get this down, it expired, it's FISBOs. I'm like, why? Why would you do any of that? You all know that when somebody says, hey, my accountant said to call you because you're Tina Ray, a fantastic realtor, so I'm using you. But she didn't get that call in the past 5 years. So instead of putting energy, not focus, that's a mistake as far as my thought process. Tina, how many fingers am I holding up?
2.
You have no issues with focus. We're using the wrong word. We're using the wrong word. And then we get our mind wrapped around, well, I just need to focus. Wait, I can see fine. The Lord gave me that gift. It's not focus, it's energy. If you talk about the wrong word, you're going to pursue the wrong word. Focus, what? I think it's insane. I just don't understand. It doesn't mean I'm right, gang. It's how I see things by the grace of God. So, when you walk in the room, you can feel somebody's energy, not their focus. So why are we using the word focus? I've been healed. I can see today. Right? I just believe it's the wrong word. So you'll notice in my approach is a lot of linguistic execution. Linguistic execution. I teach this. I made it up, but it makes sense. Linguistic execution, words and death. Words and death. You're either killing it because of the words you're using, or you're getting killed because of the words you're using. And as little as it may have appeared that you were using focus, it brought your energy to the wrong target because you can already see. You want to talk about unlocking mental opportunity? Tina, we're going deep here today, baby, right?
Yep, I'm in.
So this is the thought process that maybe we analyze what it is that we're doing, saying, and thinking before we go do, say, and think. You're not prepared to get on stage. If a professional singer hires a vocal coach, shouldn't a professional communicator have a communications coach?
True.
After this call, it seems quite obvious. And yet in the 5 years Tina's been doing this, nobody's guided her that way. And it's not her fault. You can't be held accountable for something you didn't know. But once you know something, you can be held accountable for that. So seemingly many of you are leaning down and either taking notes or texting your friend. To protect my ego, I think you're taking notes.
Taking notes.
So the thought process is maybe we should be investing more time into each other, primarily because the things you've heard in 10 or 15 minutes make sense, and recognizing we're leaving money on the table. Now let's go back to your accountant. Watch how nutty this is. This is where I put vinegar in the wound. It's going to sting, but it's going to be exciting. If your accountant is average and has 300 clients, is it possible the big divorce attorney in town that does 10 divorces a month, is it possible he files tax returns with possibly your accountant? Is that possible? Slight sarcastic tone. Is it possible? Is it possible some of the most awesome estate planners in town that are already in every senior community doing presentations monthly, is it possible those estate planners file tax returns with your accountant? And you're trying to go to events and do volunteering and let me do this, but what? This is called being efficient. I can make one call to the guy or girl that knows all of this information already. I'm going to show this to you. Look at how many accountants I have in my phone.
Oh, do you use them all?
They don't even file my returns, but we exchange business.
So how do you give business back to each of those people, though?
Oh, that is so easy, Tina. What a great question. You ready?
Yeah.
We're running out of time, so this is going to be a tickler. So here's what I want to do for everybody. Take my phone number down. If what I'm saying makes sense and you want to continue to speak with me, 856
Okay.
905 7040.
Got it.
So text me. You saw me on the LFG, and we'll coordinate a call and a time to speak further. I'm running out of time now. So I'm going to answer Tina's question, but do not do this. You're not tall enough for this ride. I live near Disney, so it's like always measuring.
Well, I'm short, so it resonated.
All right, you ready? Watch this. Tina, I'm going to ask you a very serious question. Here we go. We're interacting. We're conversing. You're a client. You're a friend. You're a neighbor. You're a girlfriend. You're a buddy. Tina, just out of curiosity, when was the last time you took your completed tax returns to another accountant for a second opinion?
Oh, never. Why would I? Oh, okay. Never. I trust my first gal.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with trust. Here's the example that I'm sharing with you. We get a second opinion about men, movies, women, cars, vacations, restaurants, but not the money we report to the government.
Ooh,
We will have 1.6 accountants our entire life. Here's why. We don't fire them even if they're bad because we don't know. 99% of the population never got a second opinion.
wow.
That's nutty. So
That
Tina,
is
here's what I'm
neat.
going to do for you. As my friend, my client, my buddy, my girlfriend, my neighbor, my cousin, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to connect you to my partner who will give you a complimentary review of your returns to see if you're sending too much money to this government.
Love that.
Oh, it's gold.
So then
It's
I
gold.
chit chat with my girl to confirm that she's good with that. And then she knows that I'm sending her people, and then she'll bop me back. I love it.
It should be that easy. But yes, Tina, you are correct. Now think about this. This has nothing to do with real estate, but everything to do with growing your real estate business. I'm a perspective coach. I don't look at real estate as real estate. I look at this as being an entrepreneur, and I need to be in front of as many people that have my people. I'm not going to talk to 300 people during this tax season, but you know who is? My accountant. So, gang, I believe we're putting a lot of our energy into real estate stuff and not enough energy into collaborating with the people that actually have your people. Real estate becomes a hell of a lot more fun and profitable when you get incoming calls on a daily basis from people that actually owe you.
What was
If
your percentage? I apologize, Paul. Did you say 99% of people do not check?
99%, yeah.
Wow.
And you'll have 1.6 accountants your entire life because we don't fire them even if they're bad because we don't know. We never got a second opinion. Where is the logic in that? We get a second opinion with things that don't matter and not the money we're giving this horrific government. I'm not here to pick a side, gang. I think the government is only lying to us when they're talking.
Only.
So
Mouth is
I'm not
open.
here to pick a side, but just think about the concept of that. It's nutty. You trust her to do what? How about trust and verify? Trust and verify. And there's no harm in you taking your completed returns to somebody else and saying, hey, how's she doing? How am I doing? But now in reality, Tina, you cannot expect that agent, I'm sorry, your accountant to automatically do what you've just been taught. If she knew how to do it, she'd already be doing it. If you knew how to do it, you'd already be doing it. This one call is a wake up, shaking the mental energy to say, that makes sense. I need to learn more about that. Paulie, I'm going to text you today. That's what that means.
Okay.
I'm glad I covered for Felicia. I'm glad I had the opportunity to meet you guys. Any questions or thoughts for me before I go?
No.
Gang, if this hit you a little bit, then shoot me a text and say, Paulie, let's talk today.
And you do Mondays, correct?
I do Mondays.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, gang. God bless you guys. Really nice to meet you. I hope this
Thank
was.
you. Have a fabulous day.
You do the same. Bye-bye now.
Bye.